Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to have you here. As you can see in the background, Joey's got a whole bunch of Festivus for the rest of us. Thank you, Jay, for sending me that Seinfeld clip for Festivus, which I think was hilarious. I forgot all about that. If you guys can hear me, by all means, please respond in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I'm coming across loud and clear. Roy, see what you are. Jay, you're a bad influence. Roy says, Glenn, hope you kept your shorts on. That comes from Jay. That's all. Jay started that about my shorts. And yeah, Jay, it's I should put you in YouTube timeout, but I'm not gonna. All right, I'm not gonna. All right, so Merry Christmas to everybody. This will be our last live stream before Christmas, and I'm glad to be the one that's giving it before Christmas. So you're here for the singing. Carol, I got you. I'm going to wait till the end. And Joey doesn't even know it yet, but I'm going to wait to the end. And I'll sing a Christmas song for you guys at the end, just like I did in the Jockey Club this morning. Hopefully there's a whole bunch of Jockey Club people here supporting.
I have to mute you.
Huh?
I have to mute you.
No, you can't, because VV Nation wants it. As a matter of fact,
We'll
I'm going to put it out there. Everybody in VV Nation who wants me to sing a Christmas song before we end today, type a 1. If you don't want me to, type a 2. All right? If you would like for me to sing a Christmas song at the end, type a 1. If you don't want me to do it, type a 2. So we can let Joey know if it's something that VV Nation wants. James says no, but James, let's go see what everybody else says. All right, let's go see what everybody else says. I want to know if James is the only one who responds who doesn't want it. Look at that. I got a 3. Joey doesn't want it, so that's fine. Ramon doesn't want it either. But so with the majority of the people saying 1 at the end. So if you don't want to listen, you can go and you can, start off your Christmas without listening it. No, I'm not taking requests. I'm only one songs. I'm only singing one song. So, all right. So I am going to do that. And Joey cannot mute me because VV Nation wants it, Joey. VV Nation wants it. All right. Glenn, is Santa upset at us? You know something? If you saw the alert, the alert was, what happened, Santa? Did Santa forget us? I'm curious. Did Santa totally forget us? I think that he put a lot of coal out there in everybody's stocking today. So, but you know something? There's a bright side to that. Coal may be starting to go up at some point in time. So, Santa is the Grinch this year. Well, it's actually Jerome Powell is the Grinch. Stock Time says no rally for you. All right, so we see Santa is not a fan of Biden inflation. See, John, why are you taking it down that path? It's not that. It's inflation. It's inflation. All right, if you're brand new to the channel, folks, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you can be alerted when live streams and videos come out. I got a video for tomorrow already recorded. Joey's going to put it together. You don't want to miss that for the 6 p.m. video for tomorrow. And I think it's going to be right in line with many of you who are still holding stocks long in this current market's conditions. So, tomorrow is Festivus. Oh, it's not today. Okay, as long as it's not Jingle Bells. Cecilia, I'm not singing Jingle Bells. Dan says, what if stimulus money created false signals in the market and pushed inflation higher for a short time? Got everyone on the wrong side, only slightly had to pull back disinflation to a lower level. I think that I've said it on more than one occasion that the stimulus that was put into the economy, one, it was needed. There's no ifs, ands, or but about it. It was needed, but the outcome or the product of stimulating the economy was going to be rising inflation. And the Fed saw the rising inflation, called it transitory, didn't do anything about it, and that's where we land right now. All right, so that's where we have. Contras are the place to be, Ramon. We'll talk a little bit about this. Glenn, are you doing a Festivus video where you and Joey have to wrestle? Oh, that would be it would be a quick match, and Joey would be pinned very quickly. Would be very quickly pinned. And so, I don't think we're going to do that. The Fed is still printing money. Joanne, well, why? Because we had to balance the budget, or we had to put out a budget, $1.7 trillion. We're still spending money. Again, that's going to be a video for another time. Ravi, namaste to you too, my friend. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. Let's go first off, take off what's going on in the market. 3 red lights today in the color guard. A lot more red lights than yellow in the color guard. The market is not a good time to be buying stocks unless you're playing contras. How many of you are playing contras? I type a 1 in the room. How many of you are afraid or don't understand how to play contras? Type a 2 in the room. All right. For those of you who are playing contras right now, type a 1. For those of you who are not of the mindset of really truly understanding how they work or are quite afraid of them, type a 2. And Fireblaze, I hear you. It's all right. If anybody in here says that you're afraid or it's not comfortable for you, Fireblazer, only type it once. You're spamming. Stop spamming. Describe why yield curve inverts and driving factors of why it is bad. Because when you look at the yield curve, you look at the interest, treasuries, the short-term and long-term treasuries or rates. When you look at the 10-year, you want it to be away for the longer-term perspective. The 2 years, the shorter-term perspective. When the 10-year drops below the 2-year, that's not a good thing because the money that you thought or the perspective of what you thought long-term is now below the short-term. That's not good for the market. And when that happens, the market tends to go down. That's the best answer that I can give you. I'm the first one to say that I'm not an economist, but I know enough to be dangerous. And personally, Dan, if you want a more detailed explanation, Google it. All right, Google it. Do and confirm down happened on the same day. Wow, because the market fell hard. We are selling all that is profitable, keeping half of the gain. Nothing wrong with that, taking profits off the table. So for those of you who are long-term and are stubbornly long-term, tomorrow's video is going to be right in line with you in regards to realizing whether or not it's time to continue to hold those stocks that you're holding long-term. That's number one. If you are just really that stubborn and don't want to give up on some of those long-term positions, I think this is the best time to hedge with contra ETFs or buying puts, something along those lines to hedge, to absorb some of the price decline on some of those stocks that you're holding long-term. As I get into the software, here's all of the major indices are all down today. How about the Qs are down almost 4%? That's a big down day. What do you think about TQQ long-term? No. I still think that going into 2023, we're going to be more inclined to a lot more downside. The Fed already said that he's going to be hawkish going into 2023. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got a story on Rivian in regards to playing it to the downside. I got some good news on it, but probably if you're playing it to the downside, that's the smart place to be. That is the smart place to be. But I got some EV news to include Rivian later on today as well. But that's the market, folks. And the VIX is up bigly, was up almost 20%, which means there's a lot of fear in the market when today is supposed to be the day that starts the Christmas rally. And it doesn't look like we're getting it. I think Santa looked back on the market and said, transitory, fine. You want inflation to be, he looked back and he said to you, y'all think that I'm coming to y'all today? That's what he said. And it's like, dang, Santa, what's up with that, bro? What's up with that? All right. So I know that there's not a lot of people here today as much as normal because it's still the holiday. I still want to see if we've got the wherewithal to get 300 people in the room. Folks, right now, take a moment. Share this link on your social circles. Let's see that even in a week where a lot of people are traveling, let's see if we can bypass that and get 300 people in the room. That's the only way we can do that is by you doing it. So sitting at 164, let's see if we can double that and get over 300 people in the room, folks. I think we can, but it takes your help to be able to do it. Everybody take a moment right now and share this link on your social circles, all right? Dan says gold is massively outperformed the SPX, will continue. M2 money supply grow faster than GDP. Gold is not accounted for. Listen, the thing that's holding gold back down right now is the strength of the dollar. Once the dollar starts to weaken, I think gold is going to be poised to take off, but I don't see it happening yet. Not until the dollar gets a little weaker. Strong dollar, bad for gold and silver. I have a feeling a lot of this is tax loss selling. That could be too going into the end of the year. People writing off stocks, but then you know what people also do? They reposition their portfolios and start buying as well. All right, so going into the new year. So you're probably right on that as well. We got a big old lump of insert your answer here. Coal, I'm going to say coal. That's what I'm going to say, Jay. Is today a fake out day and Santa shows up starting tomorrow? Let's talk about that a little bit. So here's today's move on the market. Let's go to the graphs. Here's the market timing graph, Luis. That's a big down day. Notice that a lot of these days that are down are big red bars. Big red bars, just as red as Santa's outfit. All right. I don't know. And where are we? If you're looking at the VectorVest composite, we're at a level of support at $53.55. And guess what? With the big move to the downside today, we crossed down below that level of support. I think the market still has some downside. Now I'm shorting the dollar. All right. You can, if the dollar is strong, though, you ain't making money on that short, Dan. If the dollar still is strong, you're not making money on that. I want big gold bars, Glenn. I hear you. It's not time for the gold bars yet. All right, it's just not time for the gold bars yet. And now remember, always remember, stop chasing markets. Stop chasing stocks. Let the market and let the move of the stocks come to you. You can time it. Looking at a graph, analyzing the stock, folks, you have the wherewithal with the VectorVest system to be able to know when the right time is to buy instead of having to guess and outguess the market and get humbled each and every time. All right, the TLT, I've played that more than once, Joanne. I'm going to write that down as a stock that we're going to take a look at. I got so much paper all over the place, and I can't find him when I need it. It's all Joey's fault. Joey comes into my office and he starts messing around with stuff. But Joanne, I'll take a look at that. Made a lot of money on the ruble. I don't know if we can trade the ruble. I don't know if we've got an ETF for the ruble. Can anybody help me out with that? I don't know. Fireblazer says, I'm always a day late and $1 short. You need to wake up early in the morning. You need to wake up early in the morning and have some Cafe Bustelo, which is the official coffee of the VectorVest YouTube channel and Jockey Club. There's my Cafe Bustelo sitting right next to me. I might have to brew some while I'm doing the live stream. You know something? I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to brew some coffee while I'm doing the live stream because I'm all about the Cafe Bustelo, people. All right. So the question is, do you think that Santa shows up tomorrow? I don't know. Anything can happen, especially when the VIX is vibrant as it is. If we go back to the VIX, a big rise. With the VIX being as jumpy as it is, anything can happen. These types of moves on the VIX show us that we have a heightened level of volatility in the market, and anything can happen tomorrow. BRICS Nation is a treat. I've got to do a video on that. What is that? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. I need to do some research on that. I think I need to do a video on that whole BRICS thing. If it warrants a story, if it's not all about conspiracy theory, I might have to do a video on it. Does the TLT move opposite of interest rates? The answer to that is somebody else may need to answer that. I don't know. Can somebody answer that question? Does the TLT move opposite of interest rates? If interest rates are rising, treasuries might be going in the opposite direction. Somebody answer that question for me. Nick says, I just started to brew a Cafe Bustelo too. Yep, I'm getting ready to brew mine right now. Close it down. Y'all going to hear it in the background. Glenn, several weeks ago, you talked emphatically about LNG and MNTK. It made good sense, but since then, both stocks went down a lot. Could you explain if appropriate? You know something? I'm still bullish on oil. All right? I'm not trading it right now because it's a tough trade. But if you look at it on paper, oil should be running. And I think that with China starting to open back up because of all of its COVID stuff, and I think because the U.S. is getting ready to start purchasing a lot of the oil that they sold out of the reserves, it's going to create a big demand on oil. I still am bullish on oil, but what I would do is just what I have right now on WTI. I've got a buy stop on it, and I got it open until canceled. So at any point in time, if WTI hits my buy stop order, it'll trigger. So LNG, I still think liquid natural gas, I still am bullish on those. I really, really am. But I'm not going to tell any of you, to buy it right now. I'm going to say wait for the right time. Utilize our graphs to help you to monitor when it's the right time to get in it. The TLT goes up when rates go up. 10-year yields drop and TLT will rise. All right, so there we go. When interest rates go down, TLT goes up. People know the Fed can keep rising, so they start to buy it. Thank you, guys. Because I didn't want to, if I don't know, I'm going to be the first one to tell you. Stop, Mark. I'm not going to tell you anything that I make up something because I don't want to guide you in the wrong direction. Did you just say to buy XROF? Hell no, I didn't say that. I didn't. That's why I'm putting that out there. How about that? I'm putting it out there. All right. No, I didn't tell anybody to buy XROF. Now, I own it, but I'm not telling any one of you to buy it. You're welcome, Ulrich. Doesn't look bearish on long-term perspective when looking at home builder stocks. That's another whole story in and of itself. You would think that with mortgage rates going up the way that they are and people backing out of home deals, that the whole home builder stocks would be falling. But let's start getting into why the market is doing what it's doing. Let me get into some news stories for you. Let's start off here. U.S. jobless claims tick up. This is important. Economy grows faster than previously thought. So everybody's out there talking about inflation and that it's a problem and the rising of the interest rates at the steep rate that it's rising, and the Fed's got to back off because he's going to kill the economy. The economy is stronger than the Fed is thinking that it should be. That creates a conundrum for the Fed because everybody's telling, and what did the Fed do? The Fed suckered in, and whatever you want to call it, he caved in, he raised the interest rates from 75 basis points to 50 basis points. One, it still is a raise in interest rates, but it's lower, and everybody was like, yeah, that's what we're looking for. And what did the market do? The market's reality is knowing that the Fed is still hawkish on interest rates. And I think that on the next raise, he's going back to 75 basis points. I still think that before all of this is said and done, he does raise 100 basis points at least once. At least once. It hasn't happened yet. All right? The bears have gone to hibernate. Only chickens are on the market right now. Are you pushing that XROF again? Jay and Mark, I'm putting you both in YouTube timeout. Joey, I need to have a YouTube timeout room in somehow or another. I need to be able to put them into timeout, but I don't want you to time them out by stopping their chat. Somehow or another, I've got to come up with a YouTube timeout room. Hold on, my Cafe Bustelo is ready to go. Hello to Cafe Bustelo. Joey, we really need to reach out to them and see what they can do as far as sponsoring us. I really think that they need to. I think we need to look at great short stocks on a bounce. I'm not ready for that yet. When you're looking at the market timing graph right now, we saw the market's got more legs to the downside with a hawkish Fed. We still got more. I don't think, I see, this is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to try to outguess the market. We're going to get ourselves in trouble time and time again. We are. And there's nothing that's telling me that it's time to start to look to be bullish. Nothing. The first thing I'd be looking for is for the primary wave to change. That ain't happening, folks. So you got to get that out of your mindset of, I need this to happen. The market don't care. The market don't love you. You understand that? The market don't love you. The market don't care what none of you think. So I'm just saying, folks, just be careful with trying to outguess the market. John says, no, I'm saying go short, not long. Okay, all right. Renewable energy won't replace fossil fuels. Dan, as much as I love the EV space, to get off of gas, I'm with you. I don't think that the aggressive plan to get us off of fossil fuels is going to happen. Not in the time period that they want us to. It just ain't going to happen. All right, the Bulls have COVID. I don't know. I think all right. And Joanne says he will crash the market. Joanne, with the way inflation is, how many of you think that the Fed is going to break the economy? Type of one. How many of you think that the Fed is pushing the economy to the brink to overcome inflation? Type of two. All right, that's an interesting question. How many of you think he's going to break the economy? Type of one. How many of you think that he's pushing the economy to the brink to effectively go after inflation? Interesting. That's an interesting question. Now, I don't think that his goal is to break the economy unless it needs it. And something, at some point in time, we've got to go through the pain. Something, what we're going through is the pain that was caused by the slow reaction to inflation. The Fed didn't come to the party fast enough. A lot of this could have been averted if he went after inflation in a more timely fashion. Now, he's in the back trying to pick up the pieces real quick. And, this is the pain we've got to go through. This is the pain. And I'm going to tell you, folks, we ain't felt it yet. He will overreact and mess up the economy. Well, he had to overreact because he was late, Lewis. He had to. Oh, I like this. No pain, no gain. Yeah, that's easy to say. That's easy to say unless you're part of the economy and you're feeling it. It's easy to say. Slow reaction to inflation, massive spending at the same time was a recipe for disaster. Fed Glenn called it way back. Listen, it was written. It was written right there. We needed to see it. We needed to see it. Powell and some colleagues talk too much. Well, that's true too. All right, let me go to my next story. How about not feeling the pain of inflation? Sotheby's, Christie's post record annual sales, defy weak economy. We ain't feeling the pain yet, folks. We want to complain about it, but we ain't feeling it. We ain't feeling it. Stock market today, some stocks fall, dashing Santa Claus rally hopes. All right. Turkey. Craig, you're not here live. You're normally here after the fact, but you asked me about this stock. Turkey raises monthly minimum wage by 55. Who does that? Who does that? Well, you know something? You're going to raise the minimum wage because to keep up with inflation. Oh. So isn't that like stimulus all over again? Well, you're going to raise my wages. Am I keeping up with inflation? And if I am, I'm putting the money back in. And guess what? Inflation is going to keep rising up again. Think about that. But there's an ETF that's rocking and rolling. And again, Craig Metcalf, I just gave you a shout out on the live stream, Craig. Wanted me to take a look at that, and we're going to take a look at that today. How about this? That was that. Okay. CarMax results. Hoorah, Marine Corps. That's all I see is Marine Corps. Nothing else. All I saw was the Marine Corps. CarMax is just a bad stock. It's just a bad stock. Results hit by used vehicle recession, buyback paused. And then some stocks that are making news today. I put these all into a list. Micron fell. That was on in earnings after the chipmaker forecast much steeper than expected second quarter loss. CarMax slump, pausing share buybacks, an 86% fall in quarterly profit. Ugh. Airbnb rose. European Union's top court ruled accommodation provider must provide information in rental contracts, blah, blah, blah. Under Armour, athletic repair, they got a new president. President at Memorial International, blah, blah, blah. Tyson Foods fell, reported that the meat supplier plans to consolidate its corporate offices, resulting in hundreds of job losses. Again, to affect the bottom line, people are laying off people in droves. Mirati Therapeutics rose after the FDA granted the drug makers colorectal cancer treatment a breakthrough therapy. That could be news that moves the stock higher. And Milano rose 3.2% after the company reported better than expected quarterly results. All right, so all of these stocks are in a watch list. My EV news, EV chargers, a company called Clipper Creek is now part of Enphase. All right, so Enphase picked up a little company, or was buying into or supporting a little company for EV chargers. And one more story, as far as the Rivian, the 2023 Rivian certified as the longest range EV pickup at 328 miles. That doesn't seem like a lot in my mind. It doesn't seem like a lot. So Turkey's got 80% inflation. Thank you, Tommy. And a 55% raise in minimum wage, though. Wow. Ooh-wee. Fireblazer says, make the pain go away. Glenn, bless us all. Listen, it ain't up to me. I'm just a guy. CarMax was a stock I added on the short side. Thank you, VectorVest. You're welcome, John. The Senate passed, I thought it was 1.7. It's 1.65, 1.7. It's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money. You know, $850 billion is going to defense. Ooh-wee, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money going to defense. We need to replace a lot of the stuff that we sent over to the Ukraine. All right, let's get back into the software. Let's go to my viewers tabs. We start off with the markets. Again, all of the major indices are down. Just knocks me off my feet that the Qs are down, pushing 4%. That's a big move in the NASDAQ. Big news stocks. So here's the stocks that are making news from that article. As this opens up, Under Armour, new president. Miller, no, better than expected earnings. Tyson got hit. Micron got hit. Airbnb was going up. CarMax is just poopy. And this is news on a FDA drug, but it's only up 0.6%. Notice that out of the 7 stocks, 4 of them are sell recommendations. So these are news driven. Let's graph them all real quick. Let's go see if this is worth it for you guys to even consider. Under Armour, new president. Man, they need something. Why? Stock's price has been going up, but look at the bearish divergence with the stock's price moving up and earnings per share going down. Looks like they needed to do something. People selling their mutual funds causing the sell-off. You think that's what it is? I don't know. Ravi says stock time except India, which is growing strong. You know something? I tweeted a while ago that India by the year 2030, I think it was 2030, is going to be the number 3 economy. It'll be us, China, and India. Interesting. India ETF may not be a bad way to go. John says Rivian is like $75K a truck. Who's going to buy that truck in a recession? Look at the vector. Listen, I didn't say that it wasn't. But you know something? I'm looking at American cars. If you go to try to buy, and Joey, back me up on this. We both have SUVs. I have a much bigger SUV than Joey because he's just a little guy. He's a little fella compared to me. But if you try to go look at an American SUV nowadays, with all the bells and whistles, you're pushing close to $100,000, John. And everybody wants to complain about the expense of buying an EV. Have you seen the prices on SUVs, American SUVs right now? Have a good day, Tommy. Thank you for being here, my friend. All right. Dan says commodities will be the best performing asset class once in 2023, handing investors returns more. Well, that's only gonna happen if inflation goes down, because the biggest push on inflation happens to be some commodities. So just keep that in mind. Joanne, Merry Christmas to you as well. MRTX could be setting up for huge surfing, the reversal play. We'll keep our eyes on that. Let's keep on. So I don't know if that's news, but look at that. Bounce off support, but I'm not feeling the earnings. Miller, no, I do like that it's undervalued. It's enough. The news was enough to push the stock above the 20-day exponential moving average, move from a sell to a hold. I would keep that on my radar. Even though earnings is lower than it was 3 months ago, it's still positive. I would keep that on my radar. Tyson, big hit. They guided lower. The stock is overvalued, falling down the meat value. Earnings per share is falling. I'm not feeling that. Micron, as much as I like the semiconductor space as well, especially with the money that was put towards bringing semiconductors back to the U.S. Um, Not a good time. Not a good time. Earnings per share is the company's not making money, so I'd be careful with that. What else made the news? Airbnb, it's falling. We're going to be in an Airbnb when I go on vacation starting tonight. We're going to Dolphin Island. It's in Alabama. I'm going all the way to Alabama. I'm going all the way to Alabama. All right, but we're going to split the trip up. We're going to stop over in Atlanta tonight. Take our my mother-in-law is with us going on the trip, and we're going to go to the Coke Museum tomorrow, and then finish out the trip to Alabama tomorrow. And we're going to spend Christmas in Dolphin Island. Why? Because my wife is a beach girl, and guess what? She's going to be like, "Oh, honey, let's go walk on the beach." Oh, heck to the no. Oh no, it's And I said this morning in the jockey club, if you got to walk on the beach with a coat on, you don't you don't need to be going on the beach. So no. And then somebody said, well, it's romantic. I could be romantic back in the Airbnb. Well, it's about the scenery. I could look at the pictures on the wall at the Airbnb. Well, it's about you being close to your wife. We can snuggle on the couch at the Airbnb. I'm not going on the beach. Heck no. No, I'm not doing it. All right. Isn't it a little cold for the beach? That's what I told her, Michael. I told her that. But no. I'm not doing it. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I just started watching third season of Jack Ryan. Guess what? I'm going to be binging for the next couple of days. All right. I just watched the first episode of the third season of Jack Ryan. Woo-wee. Stock Time says she better not. Oh, she can be listening. Oh, no. She can be listening. I love my wife to death, but I'm not all about that beach right now. Am I coming down 85? I don't know. My wife got this all planned out. Most likely we are. You're coming through Augusta. I'm probably coming. I could be coming through Augusta. Glenn, you may have to walk much further than the usual since the north winds will be pushing the water to the Yucatan. Listen, the water can go. I'm not walking on the beach. Gary says, Glenn, I love you, man. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Gary. It's all about the sand on the... Who said that I just said I wasn't walking on the beach. What makes you think I'm going to be walking on the beach in my naked feet in the cold? That ain't happening. Oh, no. That's not happening. Oh, I don't... Oh, no. Sorry. Is it a good time to buy DRV? Not right now. DRV is not a good spot to be in right now. All right. Lito says, I got no time for stupid beach. Gosh, I am gonna post some pics while I'm traveling. So I'll put them up on YouTube. Glenn can walk on water. He's blessed. I can't do that. Listen, Bill, I do everything to keep my wife happy. Believe you me, everything. I'm just not walking. I will do anything for love. But I won't do that. All right, so let's go to the next stock on my list. CarMax, just a poopy stock. I'm not the earnings. It's just not a good stock. It's just not a good stock. And this is the drug stock. Even with the news, it wasn't enough to really push it up. It's still consolidating. I don't know if it takes time for people to digest the FDA approval or not. But you would think that it would have had a bigger move than this coming into today. All right, but not quite. Hottest industries. Let's see what industries are moving. My wife is working in her sewing room. I ain't getting into that. I ain't waterproof. That's right. And even I shorted Tesla a little bit this morning. I just did a video on Tesla. Is Tesla toast? How many of you saw the video? All right. How many of you saw the video on Tesla? Is Tesla toast? All right, and I think that a lot of people should have gotten some good benefit out of the video. I still think long term, I think it's going to be okay, but right now it's tough. And I think Elon Musk has to put his efforts back into Tesla. Don't worry about Twitter as much. All right, let's go see what industries are moving. Let's go to Delta Searches Industries. Let's go see. Are there any industries that are moving? I don't know. Happy wife, happy life. I know, Sonny. I keep my wife happy. I do everything I can to keep my wife happy. Look at that. It's taking some time. ETF shorts. That's where the money is, folks. That's it in a nutshell. How cool is that? Just like that. That's where the money is. The ETF shorts. And probably that's all we really need to know. All right, because there's nothing else that's really moving up over the last 10 days. ETF shorts, that's where you need to be. The contras are making me money every day. Lido, how about the VectorVest system is pointing you right in that direction? The contras 10 days ago had a change in delta, a change in RT of 3%. Over the last 10 current days, it's up a lot, 21%. That's where the money's going. What do you think of Mullen? I haven't taken a look at it recently. Let me write that down. I haven't taken a look at it recently, but I know it's in the EV space. Joey, what did you just do with my pen? Holy smokes, I had a pen.
You'd lose your head if it wasn't attached.
What the flying flip just happened to my pen? For real? Oh, yeah. Right.
You should get some more stuff.
Not a nice thing to say, Joey. Stop talking about my stuff. All right. Mullen, M-U-L-M. I'll keep my eyes on that. Stocks is kicking butt today. Our bacon is fried in this market. Well, no, it's not. If you guys are trading contra ETFs, your bacon's still good. You still got good bacon. That's all I need to know. That's the only real industry that's moving in the current markets right now. Let's go back to the viewers tab. Short-term plays. What do I like short-term? Stocks that moved up today. Wow, PRQR up 70% today. Look at these stocks move. Let's go see if any of these stocks are worth it or if all of these are going to be just, nope. That's a lot of give back. So big news. Evidently, all of these are news driven. A lot of give back. Great, gap up on good volume. Good earnings, but a lot of give back. See the big wick at the top of the candle? I don't like that long term. Now, this one I do like a bit better long term. It's up nicely today. Very little wick at the top. Above the 20-day exponential moving average. Rising earnings, rising CI. I like this big update today. This is something that I would love for you to keep on your radar. Looking for the last month, though. It's been above the 20-day exponential moving average, broke through a level of resistance, settled in, nicely moving up, trading at $6.70. That may not be a bad play, folks. Now, by the name, it looks like it's a Chinese stock. I don't know what's making it move, but I like that there's not a lot of give back on that stock. BLI, big move, broke through the 20 with today's activity. A lot of wick at the top, but a much more body than wick. This may be something to keep on your radar as well. Remember, these all stocks are moved up today. CJJD, again, I'm not feeling that. All of these are Chinese stocks, aren't they? That's not. That is. That's not. That is. I ain't feeling that. Too tough. It's not a lot of history. It looks poopy. BXRX, big move today, bounced off support. Not a lot of volume. Well, it's probably being skewered by this day. Earnings per share, the company makes money, back and forth on price growth persistence. I'd like to see the stock break above that 20-day exponential moving average. So those are a couple of stocks to keep on your radar. Swing trade plays. What have I got going for swing trade plays for you? TAL, TS. Let's go take a look at these. I put these on a 3-month graph. Do I like these? Let's go see. TAL, another Chinese space. Isn't that? I think it's in the Chinese space. I don't remember. Wow. I do like the move. The stock is overvalued. The volume is pulling back as the stock's price is moving up. CI, the comfort index, just went above 1. Earnings is high, just about where it was 3 months ago. I'd be careful with this. It's pulling far away from the 20-day exponential moving average. You know what I would use to trade this if I'm in it? Put the 3. All right, let's make that a little darker. And I'll tell you why I like using the 3. All right, if I really want to lock in profits, if it closes below the 3 exponential moving average, which is tracking the price closer, I think that I could lock in profits. How many of you are currently trading TAL right now? I think that utilizing the 3 exponential moving average gives you an excellent opportunity to lock in profits on it. Long-term or swing trade, I like it, But for the purposes of locking in profits, I would use something like a 3 exponential moving average or 5, something along the lines to lock in profits. I do like the move on that, but I would not wait for it to cross below the 20 to get out of it. TS, moving sideways. I like undervalued. I like earnings per share rising. CI is above 1, but in a sideways move, it had the opportunity to break through resistance today, but did not, but still above the 20-day. I would at least keep that on my radar. FLR, love the graph. Grossly overvalued, though, above the 20-day. Rising earnings, watch the CI, but I would keep that on my radar from a swing trade perspective. CMPX, earnings, I'm not really happy with earnings. I do like the price growth persistence. New high today. A lot of wick, though, at the top of the candle. A lot of wick at the top of the candle. STLD, let me take a look at that for you in a second. Surge, nope. I like the move currently. I like the move, but currently below the 20-day. I would say no to this from a swing trade perspective. All right, so those are my swing trade picks for you. Speculative plays. Do I have any in here? Here's my speculative plays. RBLXGME. I'm going to put in AMC as well. They will be making steel for Cybertruck. What? STLD? Did I write that down? I did write that down. Wow, look at my speculative plays. Remember, not fundamentally sound, but are in uptrends. None of the CIs. Only one CI is above 1. Ooh, that's why these are speculative plays, folks. That's why these are speculative plays. Put it on 1 day. I'm not feeling that. That's no. Sorry, put it on 1 month. Ooh, you know something? The stock's pulled back down today, right at a level of support of 437. But the level of support is holding. It is currently above the 20-day exponential moving average. I'd just be careful with that. Let's go see if that level of support will hold and if it will bounce back up. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I almost said bad word. Just look at that. Woo! Almost got banned from YouTube. That would have been Joey's fault, though. Why didn't Ape show up in your speculative list? Up 80% on huge volume. It's probably crappy stock. APE, you know something? Let me check that for you real quick. Let's go to the Unisearch tool. Let me show you where I got those stocks from, Mark. Let's go to searches price volume. You know something? Probably didn't meet the criteria. Yeah, it probably didn't meet the criteria in my search. Greater than 2, up at least 10%. It might have been up 80%, but probably didn't meet part of my criteria. That's probably why, Mark. Let's go to graphs. APE. Oh, and maybe because I don't track it. Is that the case? We don't track it? Maybe that's why. Maybe we don't track it. Why didn't Ape show Mark? That could be why. That's silly. I didn't know we didn't track it. All right. So I wanted to answer your question and give you a real answer. All right. So I'm not sure. It doesn't look like we track it. Be careful with that stock. I'm not even saying anything good with that. But it's right at a 1 month high. I do like the rising earnings. A little bit of give back on the stock's price today. VRNA. I love the move above the 20-day after consolidating, rising earnings. I would keep my eye on this, see if it could break above that level of the high. RYAM, overvalued, but on last month, above the 20-day exponential moving average, testing it again as a level of support like it did here. We'll see if it can bounce. I wouldn't take it until it went above the high. And the last stock is AGFS. I'm not feeling that. It's too small of the candles. It's probably got to do with volume. All right, so let's do this. I got other stuff to talk about, but let's do your picks today. Let's go do your picks today. I got some of them in here today. TLT, Mullen, MULN, STLD, Roblox, RBLX, GME, AMC, Ape, I ain't got. AMD, I got you. It's GoTo. I think it's GOTU, Joanne. I think it's GoTo. I think that's the stock you're looking for. Thanks. It's also under $2, Mark. So that's another reason why I wouldn't have showed up. That's another reason why I wouldn't have shown up. Going once, going twice, 3 times gone. Okay, done. No. I already got yours. I gave y'all chance after chance after chance, Lulu. Gave y'all chance after chance after chance. Y'all was slow. Y'all was so slow to the blow, to the floor. Now you want to come in, SLV, silver. Again, I'm not very on point with gold and silver right now. Actually, I don't even want to analyze these. Let's just go look at the graphs. Put these on a 3-month graph. STLD, what's it doing? We'll see when the graph comes up. Undervalued. I like undervalued. Watch the earnings per share. Again, a lot of companies are going to start showing this going into next year. Be careful with that, especially if you know that earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. It is currently below the 20-day and going down to a level of support of 96.75. If you own the stock, if it crosses below that 96.75 price end of day, you probably want to think about taking that off the table. Sorry, I stepped away to get earplugs for when the singing begins. Wow. All right, Mark, you're in timeout. GoTo is rocking. All right, this is another scenario where GoTo is so far above the 20-day, I would throw on the 3. And if the stock's price closes end of day below the 3 or even the 8, let's go put on the 8. Give it a little bit more room. So for any of you who are trading GoTo, I like the move, but it's becoming parabolic. Number 1. Number 2, it's overvalued. Number 3, I do like the earnings per share. I do like the volume, but it's becoming parabolic. I would put in a faster moving average to get you out of it a little faster. Does that make sense, Joanne? I like the play. It's moving up. Watch the wicks at the top of the candles too. I do like the play, but I'd put in a faster moving average to get me out of it. AMD, man, below the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at Tesla and VV valuation. I'll put that down real quick. Tesla. I just did a video on Tesla, Sue. Is Tesla toast? Hopefully you watch that. AMD, I'm not feeling it. Earnings are falling. CI is falling. It is undervalued, but I'm so not feeling the stock right now. Big down day as well today. Wow, Lulu, same kind of scenario. Below the 20-day. I do like that it's undervalued. No, let me take off the 8. Yeah. I do like the rising earnings, but right now is not the right time to be in it. It's just trending lower. I do have a level of support, though, at 310.10. If you're in it, if it goes below that end of day, you probably want to consider selling it. Silver is moving up. And again, I'm not a big fan of gold or silver right now, but I can't fight the tape. It's above the 20-day exponential moving average. Because it's an ETF, earnings per share is going to be flat. But you know something? If you're in it, I've got a solid line in the sand by way of the 20-day exponential moving average. Is down for the last 2 days. Remember, it's down for the last 2 days, but that's not a trend. It is still trending higher. All right, so SLV is still a good play. If you're in it, I would use the 20-day exponential moving average as a way to get out of it. TLT went below the 20-day exponential moving average. I'm not feeling it right now until the TLT gets back above the 20-day moving average. I would rather short crappy stocks instead of trading the metals at this time. And that's you. And that's fine. Go for it. Go for it. Did you mean to buy STLD price or get out? Did I have STLD in here? I did. Right now, I said I would be out of it now. But if you want to be stubborn and still hold it, this is my line in the sand of 96.75 end of day. If it breaks below that level of 96.75, you probably really need to consider selling the stock. All right, SLV, there's TLT, there's Mullen. Oof. Mullen took a quick dive up or pull, and look at that. A little bit of a shooting star followed through. Currently, even with today's candle below the 20-day, but I've got a level of support at this low, which is sitting at a value of 18 cents. That's what I'd be looking for end of day. Right now, it's all over the place. I do like the rising earnings, though. If you're in it, I would look at that level of support end of day to determine whether or not I need to get out of it. GME just going down after consolidating, and it had earnings. There it is. And after earnings fell below the 20-day, and there's pump up in earnings. I don't understand that, but I'd have to take a deeper look. The stock's price is just trending lower. Right now, it's on a new 3-month low. I'm on a 3-month graph. It's a new 3-month low. I don't know what you guys that are trading any of these meme stocks. I don't know what you guys need in order to understand these ain't stocks that you should be in. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Next one is Roblox. Man, below the 20-day, after falling through 2 levels of support, earnings are starting to pump up, but still lower than it was 3 months ago. Down day, it's at a 1-month low. I'm not feeling that right now, and that's the last stock. All right, you want it? Is it a good time to buy GME? Are you really asking me that question, Ravi? Please say you're not really serious about that. I just showed you the graph is at a 1-month low. I wouldn't be buying it. There's nothing telling me it's okay to buy it. There's nothing to tell me. Glenn, look at the VectorVest value on Roblox. The value is at $3.16. The stock is grossly overvalued. The last stock you wanted me to look at was Tesla, TSLA. I'll bring that up. Tesla is way overvalued, as it has been for the longest time, right? Tesla, no, interesting. It's trading at 124 with a value of 132. Undervalued. It's good upside potential. It's a good safe stock. What's hurting it is RT is below 1, pushing into a sell recommendation. I still think fundamentally the stock is sound. I think that Elon Musk needs to get out of the butt of Twitter and back over to Tesla and put his energies back over there. I think that they're going to be fine. Are they toast right now? Are they going down right now? Absolutely. But I think long term, it's got good upside potential, a good save stock. It's got a good VST. They make money, and they grow their earnings at a clip of 43% a year. They do not pay a dividend. So long term, I do think that Tesla's got upside. Right now, I wouldn't touch it. All right. So with that being said, Joey, put me on my last screen. I'm ready. All right.
Please.
Sorry, Joey. Sir, kind sir, Joey, would you please put me on my last screen, sir?
All right, let's get this thing going. Let me go ahead and mute you. There you go. Where's the mute button?
Don't mute.
All right, go ahead and start.
Stop muting me, jerk. All right. So with that, first off, I want to say thank you all in VV Nation for supporting VV Nation for the year. Next year, I'm making a stride to help to push us to grow as big as we possibly can. All right. But that's going to take your help in order to do that. You get them here. I will talk to them and try to keep them here. We try to put out a lot of good content here. And guess what, folks? It's only going to get better going into next year. All right. It's going to only get better going into next year. So, you ready? Here we go. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. Folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. All right, everybody. That's my Christmas song for the VV Nation last live stream for the year before, not the year, but before Christmas. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Remember, we love you guys. Thank you for making VV Nation what it is. From my heart, from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you. Thank you for supporting VV Nation. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Boom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya.